Hi guys, my name is Christine from A Creative Plan, and I am a veteran teacher. I've been teaching for over 20 years, and I am going to be putting together my planner for the upcoming school year. This year I went ahead and I made my own inserts because I really couldn't find what I was looking for inside of a planner. I kind of like to keep everything in one book because I don't want to carry around a heavy binder or a large planner or several books. I'd rather just keep everything together in here. So as I put it together, I will walk you through what I've included inside of these pages, and I'll go through each page step by step. First thing, the cover. Okay, I made this cover, and to be honest, I love it. I made this cover out of cutting board mats that I found at the Dollar Tree. Yes, the Dollar Tree. It comes in a set of 2. So you get 2 of these, I think, beautiful frosted mats. It's frosted on one side and it's shiny on the other side, and whichever way you want to put it is to your preference. I then went ahead and I cut holes here that could accept these discs, and the discs are similar to the Happy Planner discs, but instead of hearts they just have circles inside. I got these off of Amazon, and they're from a company called Disc Agenda. So that's the cover. The planner that I put together has about 120 something pages in it, and it comes in 2 colors. It comes in black and gray, and it also comes in pink, and you get both colors if you choose to purchase something like this. And it's a printable planner, which I prefer because I can always print out more pages if I need more pages of a certain thing. I could switch out the colors, I could switch out the weekly format, I could take out the months that I don't need. You know, it's very versatile. So with that being said, I'm going to start with my first few pages right here. This is like the yearly overview in addition to the cover page. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this in, and it's very easy to put these pages in. That's why I love this system so much. Pages are easy to go in, and it's easy to take them out when you're done with them. You don't need them, you don't use them, whatever the case may be. So we have the cover page. I printed out on the back of the cover page this quote that also comes with the planner. You can put these in, you know, print them out however you want, set it up however you want. Then we have the information page. This isn't my actual information, but I wanted to show you what a page looked like all filled out. Okay, and then we have the inbox. I'm going to be using this inbox, which I chose to use the pink one because I love it. I'm going to be using this inbox to put post-its here. These are going to be the things that I have to do that day or things that I can't forget. I want it right in the beginning of my planner. The next 2 pages that we have here are the yearly overview. The way I use this yearly overview is to mark down dates that I'm absent. That's really how I use it. That's the only way I use it. I keep track of the days that I call in sick, or I have half day or PDs, and usually I'll attach a little index card here with a key to denote which color means what. So if absence is blue, maybe half days is green. Okay, then we have the special dates, and this goes from July until June again. I can use this however I choose to. Usually what I do is I put in the special events of that month. I have kindergarten, so I know there's a couple of read-alouds I like to do in certain months. There's some parties that I like to plan for certain months. I mean, I don't know what this year is going to look like, but that's usually how I use this overview. I also kind of try and put in the units I hope to be covering during that time. Okay, and then we have these monthly pages, which gives you the month at a quick glance. I would probably use this as my pacing calendar. I would put in what chapter and what lesson or unit I'd like to be on as we go along, and I would probably write it in pencil. But if it's off, if I make a mistake, the best thing is I could just reprint these pages and pop them right back in. This last part of the first section is for student birthdays. I just put a couple of lines under each month, but I could always print out another page of this if I needed to, and or split the columns in half to include it. I didn't want to take up too many pages. My goal is to not have a heavy teacher planner. Okay, my next section is what I call the business section. And here I have a divider. This is from Planner Press. I didn't make this one. I actually purchased it, and I made the small little tab right here that says business in this font that complements the planner. So I'm just including that. And then this is my cover for this section, my business section introduction, if you will, or dashboard. And this is printed on heavy vellum. You see, you can pretty much see through it, but it's not too flimsy, it's not too floopy, and it still does the vellum thing. Okay, in my business section, the first section is for my goals, and I like to set goals for the year. Each year I try and focus on something different. I taught 6th grade for most of my career. So kindergarten is a new animal to me, so I'm still learning. And this year, I think my goals are going to be to improve my guided literacy. I've done it in upper grades for many years, but it's something I'm going to focus on in kindergarten this year. I have a page for PD, and then we also have a page for websites and passwords. There's so many different websites that we have to keep track of. I like to keep it all right here. Next page is a general class list. I have 3 of these, one with 20 students, one with 25 students, and another one with 30 students. Hopefully, I'm only going to have 20 students, maybe even less because of the special circumstances of this school year. But we'll see. I'm prepared either way. Here's for my student passwords. Especially since I have the younger ones, they never remember their username or password, and I don't really expect them to, but I like to have it here. And I usually have several pages of these. I usually print one out, each of the different websites that the students go to. Okay. This is for student medical information, that's self-explanatory, and students' IEPs or individualized education plans. I like to have it at a glance to know what the goals are that I'm working on in this particular marking period and what accommodations they receive for their tests and different special circumstances. I have 2 pages for parent contact information. They're both the same. They're just in different formats. So, you know, one month I may feel like putting parent contacts here, or I may feel like using that one. It doesn't really make a difference, and I can print out more if I need. This is my parent call log, where I keep track of when I call parents and the reasons I call them and the result. You know, did I speak to someone, leave a message? Did I get no answer, or is it an invalid number? And most schools expect you to keep a log of your communication with parents. And even if they don't, it's very good for you to do that to cover yourself. This page is an expense tracker where I write down all the purchases that I make for my classroom, which is usually way too much. But I do like to keep track. I like to see exactly how much I'm spending. I like to remember what's mine at the end of the year and what belongs to the school. So I keep it on this sheet here. Hopefully I don't need another one of these. Okay, so for my classroom wish list, you know, mostly more stuff I want to buy. Or sometimes, you know, the parents will ask, is there anything the class needs or anything like that? I like to just keep a list of items that I really want. This page is for my book list. A lot of times I'll see a YouTube video, or I'll hear somebody mention some type of read alouds that I might want to look up or I might want to read. So I make the list in here. Okay, and that's pretty much the end of my quote-unquote business section. The next section that I'm going to put in here, separated by another divider, is the monthly section. Now on this section, I'm not quite sure how I want to set it up yet. I'm just putting in the months right now, but I think what I want to do is put the lesson planning pages in between the months. I'm not sure, so I'm going to keep them separated for now. On here, here's my vellum that denotes the month. I just printed it out on a different type of paper to keep things interesting in here. Now every month has a monthly page where it has the number of the month. I do put down the holidays. This is July. I'm a little bit behind. This is the July month, and I chose to use pink. I couldn't decide between pink and gray. I love both of them, so I decided to just make both sets. And in here I'm going to alternate between the months. So here's July. Every month has this page. Then when you open it up, it has the month on 2 pages. The boxes are fairly large for the size planner that it is, which is what I like. And it has a notes section on the side there. And every month follows this same format. I'm putting on too many at once. Every month follows the same format, and at the end of the month there is a page for planning and preparing, like deciding what units you want, I'll show you, just give me a second. So we have this, and then after the month is over, we have this spread right here. So here, this is November. I opened up to, it says events, copy, find, or create, things I need to do for the month. What units and standards am I going to be covering this month? What activities we're going to have, and what type of projects are we going to have in this month. Okay, and it just follows through, and it goes all the way up to June. And as you can see, I alternated between the black and gray and the pink and gray. I mean the pink and black. My next section is the actual planning section. Here's where most of the work is going to be written. I don't need to keep a whole year's worth of plans in my planner, so I tend to just print out a month or 2 at a time. And then once the months that I have already completed are done, I just take them out and put them in a folder, or I file them until I need them again for the following year. Okay, so after the planning dashboard page right here, we have these shorter note pages. I'm going to print out a bunch of these and keep them in here because it shows this week, and sometimes I just want to write down everything that I'm thinking about and put down what I'm going to need for the upcoming week. On the back, well, this was punched kind of wonky, so it's giving me a problem. I didn't punch it correctly. On the back of this one, you could see the pink. I mean, like, again, it's preference. Here we go to the planning pages. This is planning the unit. So we have guiding questions, skills, learning targets, materials and resources, assessments, and accommodations. This is what I like to do before I start a unit. I like to have all of this filled out so I know where I'm going with my students. I know what my goals are, and I know how to plan. This is the same thing without the lines. Okay, so whichever one you choose, that's the one you're going to print out when it's time to plan your unit. This is planning for the day. Sometimes I have incredibly busy days, and I need to see a more scheduled out look, or if the day is a little bit different, or there's an activity or something that's going to be interrupting my day, I like to plan out how my day is going to go. There's a spot for materials, reminders, and to-dos. This comes in handy, especially when there's going to be some kind of school visit or some kind of school activity or something that's just different about the school day. Here's where I do my actual lesson planning. I don't have room in those little boxes to put all the important things that I need to have inside of my lessons. So I need to have dedicated double-sided page for each of my lessons, one for ELA and one for math. So it's on here, just quickly: standards, questions, skills, mini lesson, wrap up, learning targets, vocabulary, opening activity, practice, and what kind of assessment will we have. Here, I make sure that I have 3 levels of differentiation, some type of differentiation. So maybe it's different multiple entry points that I'm giving them. So I check off which modifications I'm using for this lesson, or I check off which things I want to be sure to include during my lesson. And here is, how do I know they've learned the lesson? Which are the ways that I'm using down here to assess whether my lesson was effective or not? So these are the most important pages to me in here, and I'll be printing out quite a few of these pages. This is for small groups. So when I work with smaller groups of students, I like to put down the names of the students, what skill I'm targeting, and anything that I'm noticing or need to either repeat, review, or be done with. I put the notes over here. Similarly, this is for student conferences, the name, the skill that the student is working on, or the skill that I'm assessing the student on, what my goal is for them for that conference. I like to go into the conference with a purpose, not just to sit and chat with them about their work. I have a specific purpose for wanting to meet with them to make my little conference with them productive. And then I write down the notes from that. Here we have our to-do list, or if you prefer, brain dump. I kind of use both of these in different ways. My to-do list is everything that I would like to get done within a reasonable amount of time. And here's just everything that's in my head, whether it's a to-do or if it's something that I have to arrange, go to, fix. It's not it's not necessarily something that I have to actually physically do. Project planning. Honestly, I think I'm going to make a bunch of these copies and put them in its own section in here, because I like to have a page, a front and a back actually, of this. What I usually do is I print this on one side of the page and notes on the other side of the page, so that I have a full 2-sided sheet for any project that I'm working on. And a project can be a lesson, a project can be a YouTube video, a project could be anything that I want to get done. I'm rearranging my bathroom, painting the deck, whatever it is, I like to have these pages on hand. Planning the week, just a quick weekly overview if I want to kind of see my week ahead of time and just sketch out what I think is going to be happening on each day. And here we go to the lesson planning pages. And these are the vertical pages. We have room for 6 subjects going straight down, or 3 subjects if you want to use 2 boxes for each, however you would like to use it. Over here there are 3 sections to put whatever would be helpful to put there. So this is one of the layouts. Here's another layout that's the same. The only difference is it has lines. I'm not sure what's coming out in the video, but here has lines. These are lined pages. This is the same thing except the font changed. It's the other font that I've used in here. Same thing. And then here's that, also lined with a list over here on the side. And then this is the horizontal way to do things. I think I like this one for me. Going across, there are 7 boxes. I teach kindergarten, like I said, so I might just use 2 boxes for one subject. I don't have 7 different subjects throughout every day. You know, it might change here and there, but the lines that separate them are small dotted lines, so you could easily write right over it if you needed to or if you chose to. But if not, there are 7 dedicated spaces for 7 subjects. And again, on the side are checklists. Maybe you could see some ghosting going through. That's because I didn't use very heavy paper on here because I don't like heavy paper. I don't know if it's just me. I like to be able to easily turn the pages. I don't like how it feels to write on really thick paper. So I prefer thinner paper with a little bit of ghosting than that thick, heavy paper that takes up a lot of space. Okay, same thing here, just with lines. Okay. And it has 2 columns for lists. This one, same thing without lines, except there's an extra space if you wanted to use this for your preps, if you wanted to use this for materials, if you wanted to use this for notes for each particular day, instead of having just 2 checklists like that. And then I think the final version on this side is that same thing I just showed you, but with everything lined. And then up here, you would write in the different subject areas or periods or however it is that you are teaching. Checklists. Okay, again, the checklists come in pink and they come in gray. And it comes with its own dashboard and you choose what you like. Okay, so here's my vellum checklist. And here is my, oh, it looks so pretty to me with these rose gold discs. And here is the layout of the checklists. Nothing special, names and boxes. If you want to know, it goes to 33. I hope I never in my life have more than 33 students, but there it is. I print out 1 for every marking period sometimes, and sometimes I just use a half a sheet. Instead of going all the way across, I just stick to using this half sheet for everything. Attendance, trips, whatever I need it for. Okay, so that's the checklist section, and finally we have the note section. And I use this quite often. I take my book with me everywhere. Like I said, I don't want separate little things here and there. So here's my section for notes. I bring my notebook to my PLC meetings, my team meetings, my professional development, whatever it is, it's all going to be in here, so I'm not looking for anything. We have enough paperwork and things to keep track of. I don't need things that I have to reference or things that I want to use in all different places. So here's our notes section, again with the notes, the word notes dashboard. Actually, in my Etsy shop, you can get these dashboards with anything that you want written on it. You can get one if you want a custom made one with your name on there. That's available as well. You know, and it's in vellum. It's in this thick vellum, and I also have a little bit of a thinner vellum, a 29-pound vellum, if this is something that you like and you would like it for any of your planners. I have them in all sizes. Here's the note pages. There are 2 types of note pages. This one has a little box for a label, and like it's pink. This also comes in gray, I believe, gray or black. I think it's gray. It comes in gray, and yeah, that's the front of it, and the back is just lines. It just continues just lines. So I usually put in the meeting, the date, or whatever the topic is up in here, and then I take the notes that I need. I also have pages that are just the lines with the small word notes here in the corner. And those are the pages that I usually put on the back of my planning page just to have extra. And I can always add more notes, like I always say. And for right now, that is the end of my teach. Oh no, I have 2 more things that I wanted to add. I have 2 thin pieces of vellum that I would like to put in. I'm putting this one in the front. This is my, just to add my name. Okay, which I think looks so nice. Okay, and then I'm going to here. I printed out another quote on very thin vellum, and I think I'm gonna put it right here, just to add a little style to the planner. And I think it looks beautiful. I mean, I love this. I love these fonts, and I like how it looks on top of this page. I'm very happy and excited. So that's my planner for the 2021 school year. In my next video, you're going to see this same planner, but with many more bells and whistles. I have a lot more things that I want to add to it to make it even more personalized and even more functional for myself. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can look out for that. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel already. And please hit the like button if you even learned one little tip or trick from this video. I really appreciate anybody that took the time to watch all the way to the end. Please let me know if there's sections that I've forgotten or things that you feel like planners don't include that they need to include. I'm open to suggestions. Put all of that information down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.